Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Forum Podcast.
And I think while we're here, we should make an extra special effort to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I don't know if anybody saw the community video that we made. That was on the PlayStation blog and on PlayStation.com. We were hardly in it. I mean, obviously, LordRoss was in it quite a bit because he, if you've seen this video, then he was the one that was dressed up as the Helgen soldier. But as for us,
I was also dressed as a Helgen during the dancing section.
But when it comes to us actually directly wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, we weren't really in it all that much. And also my only name wasn't
I knew this
there
was
as well.
coming. I knew this was coming. I knew it instantly as soon as you started mentioning that video. It'd be like, and my damn name wasn't on the bloody thing.
So
Mine was on there twice.
So I think we should all just same time as each other, just say Merry Christmas
And a Happy New Year.
and Happy New Year. Right. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas. I don't want to count us in.
Merry Christmas for 2013.
And 14.
Yeah.
You know what? Stop this whole thing, right? Okay.
So where were we?
I have no idea. I've got none of
who's
this
on
was
the
in the
podcast.
notes.
See who's introduced us all.
Oh right, okay. This isn't my first rodeo. I'm Serum Lake, and I am joined today by
Wretched Hawk.
Yaster.
LordRoss.
Bearskopff.
Wonderful.
So it's a full house apart from Envisager. But
Yeah.
what's new?
So let's start things off by talking about the most recent significant event, Christmas. What did we get up to over Christmas, guys? Let's start with Mr. Bearskopff.
Buongiorno.
Going to Italy.
I spent it working.
Yeah.
As most of these chaps will know, and you guys listening, because you were all really lovely and joined me on Christmas Day on the forum, and it made a bloody big difference. It was lovely. But
I didn't.
yeah, we put our Die Hard trilogy video out. The calendar came to a close after 25 days.
Took them a long time to figure out who the 25th character was.
Space Michael.
Yeah, from Space Channel 5.
Good times.
Oh, I would have got that.
Should have been on the forum.
You should have taken part then.
I was busy. Celebrating Christmas.
And what else did we? Oh, and we announced all the competition winners.
All of our 12 million competitions.
And I spent all day yesterday packing some of the gifts and prizes up.
They haven't even been posted out yet, have they? They've been
No.
there for over 24 hours. Where is our postman?
What a royal fail.
He got fired. Whoops. No, he didn't, not really.
Yeah, if you're waiting for like a prize, then you might need to wait until we're back into office hours. Well, these are office hours,
yeah.
but like for
Yeah.
for people that have cushy job hours.
Yeah, so all the prizes are ready and waiting to go. We're just waiting for the regular mail services to resume.
Yeah, and the main competition winners, your stuff's locked in a cupboard that we can't actually get into just yet. So at least you know security's high in ski towers.
Yeah. No one's going to steal your prizes before
Your
management come back.
Your copy of Battleship and
Yeah, I really can't wait to see the response that all the advent calendar winners when they see their prizes. I think we're probably going to lose them from the forum.
So anything else happened to you over Christmas then, Bear?
It really was mainly work. I've been trying to learn a bit of Italian as well,
Buongiorno.
which is the most un-game related thing I could really do. But I did play about 30 seconds of Spec Ops: The Line. It's a good 30 seconds. But that's all I've had time for so far.
Nice.
Cool.
So LordRoss, Christmas activities.
I have not done any gaming at all over Christmas. I've just been eating, drinking, and watching films. Christmas films and all that. Not Die Hard.
Oh, I was just about to say.
That's it, really.
There was an awful lot of cartoons and stuff
Yeah, I've been enjoying
all
them all.
over. Like on BBC One, it was just back to back.
Well, I've seen them all already.
The Disney and DreamWorks cartoons. That's all it was.
And the Snowman.
Yeah, did any
Oh,
of you
no,
watch
it's
that?
dog.
Yeah, I watched
Snowman
that,
and the
okay.
dog.
I missed the
Snowman
beginning
dog.
of it because I didn't realise that he was pining after his real dog. His real dog had died and they had just buried the dog.
Spoilers, I've not seen it.
It's like the beginning of the flaming thing.
Someone stole what?
Nah, just watch it anyway. But I'm assuming that everybody's watched it really because
It's got London in it with the old gherkin,
Yeah.
the shard,
so it's up to date.
I think
London Eye.
what I took away from
Although
it was...
he goes in the plane. The
Yes.
flying snowman goes in the plane.
Yeah, he's a thief. Like, every chance he gets, he's like, what's in this cupboard that's not mine? I'll just nick something from it. I'll nick the airplane. And the overall moral of the story was, if a close family member dies, it's not too bad, just get a replacement. So
Yeah.
that was quite festive and cheerful.
Also, he pulls out of the little time capsule a picture of the original boy and the original snowman.
Yeah.
When in that cartoon was a photograph ever taken of him? I don't remember that. Where did he have time to have a photograph taken of himself?
I reckon it was.
And who did it?
I reckon it was the next Christmas when the snowman was rebuilt by the same kid, and they just didn't have as good a time because the snowman was just like in a mood, so they never did another cartoon for that year.
Well,
Yeah.
on the first one, he stole a motorbike, didn't he?
Was it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
now.
And so on the second one, he
I'm
stole
thinking there's a real good opportunity there for some great GTA DLC.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Snowman pack.
Snow Frenzy.
I mean,
It
we
was
struggled
fun.
to find like a good Christmas games to talk about when it comes to Christmas. That would be ideal, really, wouldn't it?
Well, there
Are
was
there
a
any-
game. There was a game of Snowman and Dog.
Oh, on iOS.
Oh yeah, that was
Really?
on
On
Yeah,
on
iOS.
other platforms.
That's all right, we can talk about that. It's a nice little game.
Yeah, it was alright.
Awesome.
Nice. So, Yaster, what did you get up to?
Well, like I said in the last podcast, I went back to Scotland. I also went to Disneyland, Paris, for 2 days. So that was very nice. I didn't take any games with me on that day. I took my Vita up the road with me. I only had a chance to play Night Underworld. I think one of the questions in your mega quiz was inaccurate now because I think one of the questions was, what was Yaster going to play on Christmas Day?
That was the answer you gave it.
The answer was Night Underworld.
No, you told me something different.
I told you like
you
PlayStation All
lied,
Stars.
basically.
So I didn't have a chance to play PlayStation All Stars at all, unfortunately. But I was playing it in my head, in my heart. But yeah, I did alright for game stuff. I got Need for Speed Most Wanted. I got Sleeping Dogs.
Most
PSN.
Wanted is such a great game.
It's great, yeah. I've been playing it on the Vita, but I can't wait to really get stuck in. I haven't had a chance to play them yet because I only got back last night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun. I saw this with some family, and it was the first Christmas that I went up the road there with my girlfriend. So that was all nice and stuff.
I've not been to Scotland. I didn't go to Disneyland in Paris. I didn't work Christmas Day, although I've been working before and after, so either side. So mainly working and just enjoying Christmas Day with the flu. I was feeling terrible, making a massive Christmas dinner. Watching Lord of the Rings, always a good way to spend your time laughing at so much of that film that's just really wrong when you think into it. What did I do? I didn't get many games this year. I did get Dead Island, which crashed within about 10 minutes. So I turned that off and played Skyrim instead and created a cat. And after I created the cat, I turned that off and then went back to watching TV. So, fun gaming time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds it, man.
It was awesome.
I
It
should
was
have got you
brilliant.
Hannah Montana.
No,
Wasn't
I was
there
just
a
feeling-
Cabela game you could have played?
No, I didn't know what I'm with. But no, I was just feeling a bit rough, so I just wanted to kind of relax all day and not constantly be at screens and stuff because my head was just hurting so much. So yeah, Lord of the Rings, it was awesome.
Damn.
Good fun.
Have you seen The Hobbit yet?
No, not yet.
No.
I'm not
sorry.
too fussed about it. I'm not in a rush to see it. I will see it, but
I'm going to see it the weekend
no
Yeah.
huge rush.
at the IMAX. So hopefully it'll be alright.
Is that the one with the 48 frames thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I think there's like even at IMAX there's like 3 or 4 versions.
Is it?
Yeah, it's incredible how many different versions there are, so it can affect it quite differently.
Honestly.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's the
there's
same story.
there's a forum post about it actually in the community section, in the watch section. Someone's done quite a bit of in-depth stuff about how to watch it, how to get the best thing out of it, and I think it was quite positive for once about Sony, being that some of their projectors are actually some of the best ones for showing it, if I recall correctly, because some of the other companies' ones don't keep up. So there you go. Go and see The Hobbit at a Sony-installed IMAX cinema.
So
There we go.
what about yourself, Seram? Did you have enough time to play all of the 3 Mass Effect games?
No.
The end.
No, I actually got quite a few games this year. Mostly Vita games.
Right.
Got Need for Speed, Assassin's Creed. Somebody bought me Gravity Rush, even though you can get it free on PlayStation Plus.
What a game, though.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. That means I've got more space on my memory card. And I got a new memory card. Yes!
What size?
16 gig.
That's what matters.
Yep, that's what I've got. I've got 16 gigs.
That's what she said.
But, I also got a special gift from Japan, actually.
They all chipped in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole lot, the entire nation.
President of Japan. They have a president. They have an emperor. Emperor of Japan. President.
Prime Minister, sorry.
Prime Minister.
Although
They have somebody. He sits in a chair and tells
Someone
people what to
important.
do.
they have both, don't they? Still.
I think so, but
Okay.
the Emperor doesn't do anything.
No.
No offence. Just,
No offense,
take your
we'll
time,
take one.
man. Just do Emperor stuff.
Yeah.
Eat a Twinkie. Whatever.
But yeah, I got Earth Defense Force on the Vita, which is coming out here in March or April.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any good?
It's Earth Defense Force. If you've ever
Bound
played,
to be good then.
yeah, it's enjoyable. You run around shooting giant ants. There's something like 380 missions to complete.
See, this is one of those games, like what I've mentioned before a few times, where people misjudge them, but they're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I sent someone a PS2. One of the ones was it the PS2 one, because I think there was 2 or 3 on that,
Yeah.
and they were actually, I'll give this a go. And they played it, and they actually really enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
it's just to show.
Yeah, it is an enjoyable game. It's got a kind of 50s B movie quality about
Yeah.
it, mixed with kind of modern day shooting. So I've played that a little bit, enjoy it, and that was really all I did. Had lots of family stuff going on, which was alright, I suppose.
Did you eat glorious food?
Not really this year, no.
Just takeaway then.
I did check on Hungry House on Christmas Day because I was starving. I was just like, I wonder if KFC's open. That's close to Turkey, that'll do. No, nowhere, not a place was open.
Not even Papa John's.
Not even Papa John's. No. Shame.
I think everyone knows by now from these first few opening minutes that we're all so cheerful and happy and in that festive mood, and that this is the best podcast ever.
Let's move on to our community update, shall we? Oh, who to go first? I don't know what to do with all this power.
Well, I've been off for a
Have it
week.
taken away from me.
I just thought I'd get in there first and just say that I've been off for a week, so I don't really have all that much going on at the moment. But later today, we're all due to play a bit of Black Ops with a couple of community members that have been successful enough to have been picked. Not picked, but like they
earned a spot, didn't they?
earned a spot in a team that's going to go up against us, all 8 of us in the English team. As long as Vizzy can get online at home.
How did we choose these community members? Was
They-
it like the
there
big
was-
old
there was-
lottery finger?
No, there was 2 matches that they played. They signed up for 2 different events, and the top 4 players on each night have gone towards an 8-man team.
Wow, I
So,
completely missed that.
I did that.
So you didn't watch our codcasting video then, where
What
Yaster codcasting.
Codcast? No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yaster and I provided expert commentary going, oh, look at those explosions.
Was it the place to see fishy tactics? Oh, no, it doesn't work.
Nah, that one's a
strange
bit
place.
stretched.
Place.
We'll probably do the codcasting for this one as well, but we won't do it like live or anything like that, because you can codcast replays.
Oh, okay.
So we'll probably do that again, but not today because we're kind of bit. Are you in tomorrow? Okay, could have done this offline actually, but you know. Good meeting. That's all I've got.
Let's just get that out there.
Yeah.
Clearing my throat. Getting rid of all that phlegm and stuff that's at the back
He's in a
there.
good position to talk now, so maybe he should go
Yeah,
next.
go next.
You want
Go
me
next,
to-
talk, please.
So, update. I don't know really.
It's difficult at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've literally just had all of our big Christmas promotions come to an end.
Yeah, that's the
And-
thing. I think like my main thing was just doing the mega quiz,
Yeah.
which once again was huge and everyone had just great fun, and that was like the main thing really for a lot of them in those sections.
Who were the winners?
Got every single one of them. In the end, I
Everyone.
I decided from the beginning that to surprise them at the end with, well, you'll get a prize, but obviously those people that finished at the top get decent prizes.
Higher value
So,
prices, let's just say that.
So the ones down the bottom, you know, they'll be the ones who get Battleship
Keyrates.
and National Geographic and Ice Age 4, which someone has got, but hopefully they won't mind because they'll have some other extras in there as well. But no, everyone got something, and I think they'll all appreciate what they've got. Actually, some of them got quite a bit, some of them got a bit less, but they've all got something for nothing, just for having fun.
It's the season for giving.
Yeah, I think it worked really well. I like doing the mega quizzes, and they're not too regular. I think they're just right once in a while for special occasions. So
it will lose its magic if you do it too much.
Yeah, exactly. And and that was the main thing, really. I don't think there's much else. I mean, at the minute, it's just people, talking about what games they got for Christmas, and I suppose, what games they got and what games they didn't want that Grandma got them that are for the wrong console. Because someone posted they got, I think it was Assassin's Creed 3 for the Wii U, which they don't own.
There'll be a bit of that, like Black Ops 2 as well, and
and the other one that I think the tech guys have seen a lot of was people saying that they couldn't use certain game stuff because they got a brand new PS3, but it was the 12 gig model. And obviously, what I think we'll put that down to is if your parents or grandparents or whatever go into the shop staff Christmas time, less chance of being helpful, even if they want to be. So if you ask them a question, I've had it before myself, and you never really get the right answer, you don't get an answer, and they just assume, that's the right one, it's the cheapest, bang. No one tells them, it's for someone who wants to get the cheapest model and stick their own hard drive in and work it out. It's actually a really good thing Sony did, I think, actually, because you can end up with a one terabyte PS3 at such a cheap price. But
even that small model, I mean, that's still an ideal Blu-ray and media player.
Yeah, it's perfect.
If you want to connect that up to your computer, or you just want to run Netflix on it or something like that.
So I've seen a lot of that.
Music Unlimited.
Seen a lot of people talking about that basically in the community. But luckily, once it's explained to them, they're actually quite chuffed, because then they kind of dawns, hang on, I can go and pick an hard drive up for in the sale like 20 quid for 500, and actual fact, that's pretty good for the price, especially because I think some shops sent them for 110 and stuff like that. Pretty cool, actually. Good time to pick up a PS3.
That's amazing as well. In 3 minutes, we probably covered the entire marketing quota for 2013. We just sold the hell out of PlayStation.
Quickly moving on then, let's talk to Bearskopff about what's going on with him.
It's going to be planning stages now for the new year, because we obviously pushed a lot of stuff during Christmas.
Oh, a hell of a lot of stuff.
And considering that's only just finished, I've got to put my thinking clogs on and start dreaming up what to do for the new year. But that's really it. How about you, Ross?
In home, we've finally finished the 12 days of PlayStation Home Christmas, where the community have been getting together and creating images for their own version of 12 Days of Christmas. We've successfully completed it, which is great news. I don't know what to do with all the images now. I think Black Lagoon has created a collage of them all, which I'll be posting soon. Thanks for everyone who contributed to that. And that's about as far as home goes.
We could use them as Christmas cards for next year. All the images.
Oh yeah, so it's a Christmas card competition going live.
All right.
And the winner will get the Winter Wonderland apartment. But I think that finishes before this podcast goes out. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I can't remember when it finishes.
Well, this podcast goes out about 20 minutes after we finish recording it usually.
And so,
well, as we've already mentioned, we have had a heap of competitions end recently. We had the Far Cry Wish You Were Here postcard competition, the Hitman Contracts Challenge.
Thing.
Yeah, the Okami hoodie t-shirts, haha. The Okami hoodie competition. Before that, we'd had Resident Evil 6, Dead Rising 2, Derek the Deathfin. So many amazing competitions that have come to a close, and now I feel lost and empty.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just not having anything lined up.
We do have those standees to do something with. Give those away if you want.
The only reason we're not going to give those away is they're split down the middle. They're broken.
Oh, these people have no idea what I'm talking about as well. But that would have been... Yeah, no, you're right, they are a bit...
Yeah, they are. Because we opened them up to have a look at them, go, let's see what we can do with these, and there's just a massive rip in them in the middle.
To clarify, we have... The standees are from PlayStation All-Stars, but they are a little bit broken. So I think, for now, we can just prop them up in front of our desks and sneak out for an extra long lunch. So make it look like we're working.
A bit like in Home Alone, where he tries to convince the burglars there's people in the house. So we're going to have Nathan Drake and Sackboy cut out at our desks. They go, there's people working.
Sounds like a plan. I like
Yeah.
that.
Cool.
But looking to the future, Nino Kuni's coming out next month.
I can't wait for that, boyo.
That was
That was really bad.
That was an okay Welsh impersonation.
for that, boyo.
It does look awesome.
Roddy Gilbert can't wait for it.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Who was it though?
I have no idea.
Who did that impression? The listeners will never know. Competition for next week. A prize or a gift to whoever.
No.
Guess who did that impression.
But at the moment, we're taking your questions to do to deliver to Level 5, the developers of the game, and we've got. I can't tell you what we've got lined up as a gift for the top 10 questions.
Not a prize.
Yeah, I can't tell you because it hasn't come through yet. But if it does come through, it's amazing, and I'm really jealous. As we all know, the end of the year is almost upon us, so it seems like an appropriate time to talk about our 2012 PlayStation highlights. Let's start with LordRoss. Tell me, what is your PlayStation highlight of 2012?
If it's home related, I will hit you.
It's not home related. Would be quite cool if it was though. Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Absolutely diamond of a game.
It's coming up in a lot.
It came out of nowhere as well, and it just sort of popped up, and it is the best game I played in 2012. So that's
It's
why
coming up in a lot of
like
Game of the Year, not like actual awards. It's been awarded Game of the Year by a lot of outlets.
And there's a reason for that. I mean, it is an amazing game.
Is it?
Really enjoyed playing it.
Because you say it's come out of nowhere, but those guys, the Telltale Games, have made some decent.
But no one expected Walking Dead to trump.
Put it
all
this
these
way.
AAA games.
Put it this way. No one has ever said that Back to the Future was their game of the year.
Yeah.
As good as Back to the Future is.
Although I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly fine game, but not
Yeah.
exactly game of the year material.
Well, with Sam and Max and Back to the Future, I only got up to like second or third episode
Yeah,
before I
that's
just
what
sort
I
of
did.
And Strong Bad. Don't forget Strong Bad. But that wasn't free on PlayStation Plus.
Didn't play that.
Case in point.
So
But yes,
how did
Walking
it
Dead.
make you feel emotionally? Did it make you feel for the characters?
It was great characterization, yeah. I mean, I'd done the episodic one. I don't know if they released a disc-based one yet or not.
Not yet,
It's
no.
not yet, no.
But so I get it every month or so, whenever it comes out on PlayStation. And I just sit down and just complete the whole episode. And I don't complete games.
Yeah.
So just getting it all out, nice little drip feeding me these episodes. It works perfect for my sort of gameplay.
You got platinum out of it as well, eh?
Yeah, my first platinum as well. So yeah.
And each episode ends on a cliffhanger as well, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
you're left
And a lot-
screaming at the TV, going, I want the next episode now!
Well, it shows you a preview of the next one as well.
Yeah.
See, this is why I'm waiting for the disc release, because I'm the most impatient person in the world. I can't. It's like watching TV. I never watch it live.
The thing about doing things all at once, the same with DVDs and box sets and so on. If you do it all at once, you forget.
Speak for yourself.
No, I bet you any money you'll forget quite a lot of stuff happening in the series or whatever.
You don't
Well,
want
if you do it bit by bit,
you don't want to
you get
burn
to
out too much
appreciate.
on things like that. Because I remember, like, I spent a lot of this year, a lot of last year, watching House, and I had like about 8 seasons to catch up on, really. And sometimes me and my girlfriend would just like watch about 5 episodes in a row and stuff like that. And we would just lose our minds, basically. Right? So you're right. You do need to like span things out like that, and it's not much different from watching a box set, really, playing a game like this. Except that you're doing things.
Everyone
and,
told me that watching House was great, and I stood outside my grandma's old house and looked at it for a couple of hours, and I was bored stiff.
Well, that's the thing is that house is a house that belongs to somebody that you know.
Wow.
So we're getting more fun watching a stranger's
We're
house.
peeping Tom territory now.
We are, yes. So that's just why this bit's going to get cut.
Oh, a Walking Dead shooter coming out.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about that. I mean, I'll probably still give it a look anyway.
Ties in with the TV show, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
That's right,
it's
yeah.
a TV world, so you pay the bloke who does.
Merle and Daryl Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to diverge.
No, that's
Supposed to
fine.
talk about games of the year, not 2013.
Who makes that one? Do you know?
Activision are publishing it, I know that much.
Oh, it's a shooter. No surprise.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. It's not maybe the GoldenEye guys, the Bond guys, Eurocom or.
No, they've shut down now.
All right, okay. Sorry, guys.
Can't remember.
Merry Christmas. But I don't know.
So that seems like a good point to move on, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I was just I was going to say, could before I forget. Yeah, one of my think highlights here would be Cabela's big game hunt in 2012. Genius. I can't wait for the next one.
In 2013?
Tokyo Jungle.
Oh yes,
I've yet to play that one. So.
Brilliant, fun little game. There's a few others. There's some the odd little random things I picked up. But I think one of the other cool things was Netflix. I think that was a great highlight.
That just came out on PS3 this year, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, in Britain. I mean, it was on PS3 on the first day, I think, of Netflix being out.
Jake Speed was added to it last week, which is a film I highly recommend anyone who loves really, really terrible films watches. Because it's a PG. So you go, it's quite safe, but somehow it manages, even in the trailer, to fit in more violence and inappropriate content than most adult films. So if you are only like 14, 15, hey, no problem. We can say go and watch it. It's terrible and fun. But seriously, on a serious note, Netflix, I'm really enjoying it. I've got a lot of use from it. That was a strange little highlight for me. Wasn't expecting to use it so much, even for the bad films featuring salmon monsters and such other things. Game wise, there's been some big hitters, and that's your normal kind of thing. You expect a lot from them, but it's the surprising ones, like you say, like Walking Dead, and the other small random little games that just turn out to be more fun than you could possibly expect. It's nice to see people discovering those. One of them, Journey.
I
was wanting somebody to talk about Journey.
Play games like that. They're the ones that I suppose in the highlights and the surprises, especially Journey. I mean that game, man. Literally, Kotaku. Sorry, not Gorka. Even though it's the same thing. They still chat about that probably once or twice a week.
I'm not surprised.
I think
it's amazing the impact it's had.
I think it's generally being sort of nominated like the best PS3 exclusive game. I think this year, the best sort of game that's come out of our.
It's also become a good counterpoint for people who the debate about are games art, because a few times this year there's been quite a few serious art critics, people well known within the art world, kicking off about games can never be art, they're not a proper medium, people who play games are wasting the time, go and read a good book, watch a film, go to the theatre, and it's like, how unfair. And then people throw Journey at them and go, play that.
Yeah,
and that art critic will never play it, they'll just avoid it, it's one of them things. But I think that's one of those that you could throw at someone who has that argument, and it would sway them over to the side of games can be art. I reckon so.
See, my highlight, my gaming highlight, is a lot more recent, and it's really obvious. But it's Far Cry 3, but not because like the shooting and all of that. It's because of how they delve into the character's psyche, and you have all these inner conflicts that you actually have to physically battle. I thought it was an incredibly clever way of drawing an association with a character. It's lost on most occasions, and I think it being an FPS really helped. Helped you, assume the identity of this guy, and there's some really clever. Don't really want to spoil it, but there's a certain part where you have like your first proper boss battle, so to speak. And you've got this bow and arrow, and it's just kind of blows you away. Not to the extent like Journey did, because you get to the end of that and you just kind of feel quite overwhelmed, which I absolutely love. When a game can make you feel that, that's something else. But yeah, there's Far Cry here. This one bit where I was just kind of I was stunned. I could have kept playing that one bit over and over.
Yeah.
And obviously the narrative in that game is really strong, and it's something I spoke about a couple of days ago. I was just having one of my usual boring gaming discussions with some chums, and I was just like, if they're going to focus budgets on anything, it should really be writing, because good writing doesn't age, but good graphics do. It's why I go back to a lot of PS1 games and things like that. Far Cry 3, I think that very one specific boss battle really shone out. But yeah, there you go.
Writing does seem to be an area in games that it can. It's for some reason it just seems to be the lowest thing they focused on, despite the fact some of the people who are doing the writing, it's shocking. It's there's quite a few of them come from the book and film world, and it's surprising to see what's done. I suppose it's not the writing itself, but it's what's done with it during the process at times.
That's what really gets me. Even Sleeping Dogs can have a big hit in 2012 for me.
They did a great job with that.
That was fantastic. Because I'm not really a sandboxy person because I get bored after a while. But if you've got a great narrative, like Sleeping Dogs had, it really hooked me. You know?
It really reminded me of a set of 3 films called Infernal Affairs.
Yeah.
They did. What was it called in the US? The Departed, I think.
Yeah, The Departed was the reimagining of it with Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg, Ray Winston. Yeah, it's that. I mean, Sleeping Dogs clearly mimicked a lot of the ideas from those films, and good move. Seriously, I loved every second of Sleeping Dogs.
I can't wait to play it because I got it for Christmas. Like
oh,
I said
really?
Earlier,
oh, you're in for a treat, and there's loads of awesome DLC available now as well.
All right,
That's cool.
nice one.
So your personal highlight, Yaster?
Some of the all the appearances that I've made on the podcast so far, I have been talking about games that I actually really do like. So I won't dwell too much on them, but obviously that's going to include Black Ops 2 All Stars, which was a game that I was looking forward to for like the whole year, and I ended up just spending so much time on it. Got platinum trophy on both versions of it, you know, and I still play the game on lunch breaks here and there, you know, just to like get a couple of fights in with a couple of randoms, you know. It's so much fun. Borderlands 2, I was a massive fan of the original, and I just couldn't wait for it to come out this time, and I played it, and I absolutely loved it as well. For the Vita, I think a lot of people already know about Gravity Rush, and Need for Speed was a game that I really enjoyed playing on there. Can't wait to knuckle down and play the PS3 version on the big screen. But 2 games. One game which was kind of like a big surprise that I really got into, XCOM Enemy Unknown, and to talk about a game that came out in the first half of the year. The new Ghost Recon game, Future Soldier. I kind of see these games as being kind of a little bit similar. A lot of these games that I mentioned, I mentioned a couple of Call of Duty games, and All Stars is a fighting game, and Borderlands is pretty much balls out shooting. But I'm a big sucker for games that ask you to sort of like stay back and assess the situation first before you really go ahead with things. I really enjoyed Crysis 2 the other year as well, because there was all these moments where your suit would stop you and say, look, you can either go down here, go underneath that bus, and like sneak up behind those guys, or you can go over to this ammo cache, pick up like the machine gun that's there and just blast everybody down and things like that. And
so I really need to go back to Crysis 2 because I got quite far into it, and then I like I normally do with games, I'll just stop and then not go back to it for months.
Yeah.
And I did get quite far into Crysis 2. It looked lovely and it played quite nice.
But Ghost Recon, I really enjoy playing the Advanced Warfare games as well. It does that too, but it doesn't hold your hand quite as much as that. It's like you've got a drone, you put it forward, you use your sort of like heads-up display to spot where all the guys are. You have to see yourself what the best plan of action to go is.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, multiplayer is kind of a little bit ramshackle. They tried to go for like a real kind of tactical approach to that as well, but a lot of the complaints have been that, you know, people just play for kills.
Yeah.
But the single player in that game, and playing it with co-op with friends as well, is just brilliant, because especially when you're all talking to each other and you know, say, okay, I'll go for that guy, you go for him. Meanwhile, I'm sneaking under here and we're doing this. You know, it's a really great game for that. And XCOM, you have that, but obviously you're doing it all by yourself, and it's more of a straightforward, not a straightforward tactical game, but it's more an actual tactical game.
Yeah.
And I never really played a game like that as heavily as that, so it was refreshing to me, and it's good that this far into the PS3's life that you actually have something different, being as big as that. Really, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still a couple of games though that came out this year that I haven't really played yet, and the big ones I guess are Sleeping Dogs and Dishonored. I mean, does anybody play Dishonored?
No,
I have as well.
Alright.
Great game.
Can you guys tell us what you thought about Dishonored? Maybe?
I hate to be a grouch, but I'm not getting on with it as well as everybody else.
Does that kind of, is it similar to what I was saying about Ghost Recon as well? It's one of these games that it's a stealth-based game, isn't it?
Well, it can be. You can play it stealthily, but it kind of punishes you for playing stealthily.
Really?
That's what I find. Yeah.
Huh.
In my experience, anyway. It seems like everything is set up more to just kind of run in and gun and blow everyone away. At least in the first few levels that I've played, and I've been playing it stealthily, I've found it a little frustrating in places. I'm told that it gets easier as you get more abilities.
Yeah.
And one thing that has irked me, although I haven't experienced it, is that you can't go back and retry levels with all of your unlocked equipment, so you could try it out different ways.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like doing, and it just doesn't let you.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, excuse me. When I finished Driver San Francisco, I got New Game Plus. I got to keep all the special abilities that I picked up. Loved it. loved being able to play through it, even though I just finished it.
Yeah.
Like an hour prior. But yeah, that should be in most games.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite things about Arkham City as well. Once you've unlocked everything in your first playthrough, you go into New Game Plus, which is infinitely more difficult.
Yeah.
But the payoff is you've got all of your gadgets straight away.
It is. Yeah, it's cool.
Before we pass over to you actually properly to talk about your highlights, also some other games that I really enjoy playing. They're old games, but they are some of my most favourite PlayStation games ever. Got to play them in a new way. The Jak and Daxter collection and the Ratchet and Clank collection. Yeah. I loved all those games, all 6 of those games. I just loved them when I played them back on the PS3. Played them all through to completion again this year. Brilliant, I love those games.
Yeah. We like HD collections here, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, we get enough of them as well, don't we?
They're always coming in. Still waiting for the old GTA collection. That would be lovely.
Which to confirm, that's not coming out, is it?
No, I just made it up.
So my highlights. Well, as we all know, the PlayStation Vita launched this year.
The what?
The PlayStation Vita launched this year.
Well, this is good for a highlight. Yeah, talk about a highlight. How much has it changed your life?
Well, it's given me something to do on the train, which is really
something else to play with.
That's right. One of my personal highlights was Mortal Kombat on the Vita, because it's such a well-paced fighting game. You know, every time you lose, it's mostly because you made a silly mistake.
Is that the one that's on PS Plus?
It is on PS Plus now.
To download that.
You should do. I recommend it.
Download on PS Plus. Ka-ching!
The great thing about it is it's exactly the same game as the PS3 version, except it's got an extra 100 Vita-specific challenges in the challenge tower.
Okay,
so that brings you over 400 challenges to work your way through.
Also, it's worth noting that all 4 character DLCs are included within it.
That's right. So that's Rain, Scarlet, Kenshi, and Freddy Krueger.
That is not a bad deal.
Yeah, it's great. I love that game
as well.
It's free if you've got PlayStation
right now,
Plus.
You've got PlayStation Plus, and you're quick before mid-January when I think it goes off.
There's really no excuse. I know it sounds mega marketing, but PlayStation Plus is just a pretty great deal.
Well, yeah, exactly. Even if you don't particularly like fighting games, you don't have to pay anything extra for it. You may as well just add it to your download queue. Yeah. Even if you don't download it right now, just redeem that download. Yeah. Keep it there in your download history, and then give it a try at some point in the future.
Yeah.
While we are talking about the highlights, that's another big highlight. PlayStation Plus introduced the Instant Game Collection as well.
That's right, which has been phenomenal.
Which has been brilliant. I mean, a lot of people say that, it's always games that I've already got, but it's not games that everybody's got.
Yeah.
That's not really a very good way of justifying that, really. But see, for me, I mean, like I play a lot of games. I borrow a lot of games from work, and I find time to actually play them an awful lot as well. But there has been the odd game, like for example Deus Ex: Human Revolution. I never played that before really until we got it on PS Plus.
Amazing game. I love every little morsel of that game.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine as well. That was on there as well. I mean, I tried to play that a little bit last year, but I didn't have much time to actually really play it. But now I've got it.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be there as long as I have my PS Plus account.
Yeah, and of course you get a lot of smaller indie games for free as well that you may not necessarily have tried.
Yeah. The only game I played over the Christmas break, Night Underworld.
Yeah,
it's called. Yeah, that's
Hungry Giraffe.
Yeah.
Oh, anyone try that?
No, that's a good game.
That was fun.
That's a really good game.
Cool.
And you can get that on your Vita as well.
It was the first mini to have, I think it was like HD backgrounds as well.
Was it HD backgrounds?
Actual HD. Strangely enough.
I've forgotten how high I got, but I did have a little Twitter thing, competition. People trying to compete against my height.
It's a tough little game actually. It's quite a challenging one.
Yeah, it is. Little trick behind it.
And the Impossible Game's on there as well, wasn't it?
That's another amazing little one.
That's a killer, man. That is.
There's a PlayStation exclusive level on Impossible Game. Apart from it's the 5th level. And I can't get past the first. So I can't quite get there.
I was taunting you. We've got an extra 50 hours of content, but that's just you like dying and restarting all the time. Even 50 hours.
Speaking of 50 hours, my final highlight is, of course, the release of not only Mass Effect 3, but the original Mass Effect on PS3.
How's it shaping? How's it looking on PS3?
It looks pretty good from what I've seen. Again, I still haven't played it. I've had it for weeks, but I just haven't had the time to play it.
Because what they did when they brought out Mass Effect 2 on PS3, they made a big thing about them using the Mass Effect 3 engine as it was. So I'm just wondering if they did the same thing for Mass Effect 1.
Not exactly. It's on other formats, there was a lot of problem with like texture popping. So the character models load up, but they don't look very detailed, and slowly more detail fills in. That doesn't happen on the PS3 version.
All right, okay.
That's good.
So,
Well, that's to
great.
be expected, really. Eh? Unreal Engine.
From what has been announced, what are we looking forward to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose a lot of us would agree with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to GTA 5.
I was going to say, isn't that released 2013?
Yeah, GTA 5 is going to be magnificent.
It looks amazing.
I really can't wait.
Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls, that's looking really good.
Yeah.
So GTA 5, Beyond Two Souls, The Last of Us. These are
Bioshock Infinite.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite
yes.
as well. Yeah, a couple of other games from the beginning of the
Splinter
year.
Cell looks like it's going to be quite good.
I've
The
not seen
Splinter
anything
Cell
of that.
Blacklist. It looks very Blacklist, I believe it's called.
I am just as in love with Rainbow Six as I am with Ghost Recon, so I don't know if that's been confirmed for next year really, but that's another game which is in the distant future which I'm really wanting
Is
to
that what
yes.
they teased it earlier in the year? With,
they've teased it a couple of times. It's Rainbow Six Patriots it's called now.
There's a chap on a bridge after he's
Ah,
back.
yeah,
Okay.
there's that.
Whoa, yeah, I was sold on that. That was really impressive. Really impressive.
But talking about the immediate games that are coming out, Aliens, Colonial Marines as well, that's going to be another biggie, I think, really, as soon as it comes out. That's like
it looks well
February or
researched.
something.
It looks well researched as well,
Yeah.
in that it ties up actual loose ends from the first two films that actually don't and never did make any sense within the context of the films. Now they actually make sense,
So
and
plot holes
the
are
plot
being
hole
filled in, yeah.
has been undone and fixed, and that for a company to actually do that says a lot about the thought and the people behind the game.
Yeah.
Which that's up there with the guys that work on the Transformers games to put in that level of thought and detail and actually be fans and just that's one of the things.
There's even things that touch on Prometheus as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's
I
a
think
couple of
they're
things.
tying everything in, which is cool.
Yeah. But even down to like things like the sound. I was watching the video videos that come out so far, and I thought that machine gun makes a funny noise. The assault rifle that the guy holds, and I went back and watched the films, and I was like, yeah, that's the sound that they make in the films.
Yeah, they've
So
really
things like that.
they've really took it to that level. What about COD? We're bound to get one, aren't we?
Well, there's DLC, so keep an eye out for all the DLC. There'll be like zombies related DLC, and if you want to, you can buy the season pass, £41.99 on the store.
Better than that, Diggs Nightcrawler.
Oh, that looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, now, I mean, obviously it's aimed at the younger generations, but it's about a bookworm solving the demise of Humpty Dumpty in like a 1940s noir detective like thriller, and it's full of puns. I mean, that's my perfect game.
Sounds good.
I can't wait. It's for Wonderbook as well, so you open it up and the crime scene like unfolds, and you use magnifying glasses and things. I can't wait. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, that does look really good, actually.
Can't wait.
Think what else? Oh, Remember Me from Capcom.
Remember me.
Oh,
That looks nice, man.
It really
that
does.
looks really nice.
And
Watch Dogs.
what's the other?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. I was going to say that. Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember
no.
what that was called.
I know so little about it as well, but
It's kind of gone off the radar a little bit, but when it was shown at E3, it was like
it was
it was
E3,
mega.
wasn't it? Yeah, I was really impressed. And it was afterwards because there was a car accident or the police turned up or something. Apparently they were player controlled online. It wasn't all just like orchestrated
Really?
pre-hand. Yeah, there was all being done live.
Ah.
I might have to check, but even still, even if that isn't true, the game looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does indeed.
Cabela's big game under 2013.
Actually, that did look really cool from that
Yeah,
demo.
yeah.
There we go.
That did. It looked like Call of Duty on Safari.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
And I know nothing's been announced, but I'd love to see another Deus Ex, carry on from Human Revolution, because I really did. I loved every second.
Trying to think what else there is.
Ni no Kuni.
Yeah,
Of course.
The downloadable Darkstalkers game.
Yep.
Yep.
Final Fantasy. Is that next?
That is coming out, yeah.
What's the date for that?
I think it's March, but I'm not certain.
Is this 14 or is it Lightning Returns?
Lightning
Yeah,
Returns.
Lightning Returns.
13.3.
Because the rumour is at the minute that it's just her, which would be a first for Final Fantasy. Can't think of any others where it's...
There was another one where you only played as one character, but I can't remember what it was called. I don't think it was one of the numbered ones.
Is it 6?
One's one of the
Apology. I don't know.
one of the
Spin-off.
Game Boy
Yeah.
or
I can't recall.
PSP. Because there are so many. There are a hell of a lot when you add them all up.
I'm hoping we might see Home 2. Yeah.
Home 2?
Much Home.
Making it up to try and stir them.
Yeah, trying to stir things up.
Lots of events in Home. That's what you have to look for.
Killzone Mercenary on the Vita.
Oh, yeah, no,
Tearaway.
Tearaway. I forget.
Soul Survivor. There's so much stuff coming out.
So if you're saying that there's
Devil May
nothing
Cry.
coming out next year, if you're saying that there's nothing coming out next year, then you're wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Mad Max game.
Is that still happening?
I think it is. I think they're doing it because there was the. I know they had the new images up. The other new image for Max, what Thingy looks like as him the other day, and people weren't sure if it was fake or real, but it signed, so it looks real.
Sweet.
And it got me. It made me remember the game, and I was just thinking. I'd always said for years how amazing would it be if we had a Mad Max game.
There used to be one on cassette thing.
Was the one back in the day?
Commodore 64.
I wish I'd had that. I remember that one.
Yeah, you'd just go drive around the car, squashing.
Be awesome. But just imagine a new one. That'd be brilliant.
Mad Max game, wasn't that Rage?
Oh, good point. That's a game I need to go back to as well.
Rage DLC. It just came out just a couple of weeks ago. There's the Scorchers.
Oh, really?
Yep. New DLC about over a year after the game came out.
Die Hard Trilogy remake.
Oh, please, please. That has to happen.
Yeah.
And of course we've got
Die Hard Arcade.
Dead Space 3.
Oh, yeah.
The new Dragon Age.
Army of Two.
Devil's Cartel, isn't
Devil's Cartel. Crisis 3 as well.
Oh, there's too many things coming out. Tomb Raider.
And a special message to Codemasters. LMA, please. A new LMA.
Okay.
Dear God. Since 2007, not one. Where is it?
Grid 2 as well. What they're talking about.
Yeah.
Codemasters and their racing games.
And I've got
Which
my
is not a
fingers
football game
crossed
like you're
for,
talking about.
Fear Effect 3, even though it's never going to happen. I'd love it to.
Hannah Montana 2.
I'll be all over that. I'm actually working on that.
Hannah Montana.
Just in. Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
We could have done with that fish pun earlier to help me out. Never mind.
Tuna, yeah.
And finally, we're moving on to community feedback. So we had a few questions and had a few answers to the question we posed last week, asking for the community's 2012 gaming highlights. So we'll start off with a question, actually, from Silver Defender. He asks, when will LordRoss get his revenge? Now, this is supposed to be an in-joke. Explain it now.
Right. This has got to do with Gran Turismo, no doubt. Because I have been coming 7th place quite a lot of times in each week of the league.
It's because you have to work at the same time.
No, not because of that. But I mean, top 6 positions get points, 7th place doesn't. And I'm continuously coming 7th all the time, not getting a bloody point. Now, the other week, I was in front, and I was doing really well. People were really far behind me. I was on course to win the race, this is going to be a big one for me. And Silver Defender decided to use me instead of using brakes. And he completely wiped me out.
Nicely done, Silver.
I didn't have my mic on, but I mean, I was
Livid.
I was shouting at the TV. I was proper
Stamping
angry.
your feet.
But he bought me a curly word for Christmas, so I just about forgiven him.
You're not quite even.
I did try to take revenge on him the next race, but when I bashed him, my car went off and his car continued. So not through lack of trying, but I mean, I will get my revenge properly sooner or later.
We'll ban his IP. That'll do.
No, he bought me a curly word. So you can no ban him.
Is that a metaphor?
No, not a metaphor.
He sent you some of his curly whirlies in the post in a little envelope.
Oh,
On a little piece of sellotape.
Okay. Wonderful. So we'll move on to some of the community's feedback for their 2012 highlights. So BCFC545 states, my gaming highlight of the year has to be purchasing the PS Vita and playing Uncharted Golden Abyss. This was my first game to play on launch of a new console and still is my favourite. The interaction with the console and the characters is great. It plays just like the PS3 version of the game. I got immersed playing it. Sometimes I would forget I was using a handheld machine. This was also my personal game of the year across both systems.
It's a good shape.
It was the first game that I made an effort to finish as soon as we got our Vitas, back when they came out, really. So Yeah, it takes up a lot of real estate on your memory card as well, because I got a download version of it. So I wanted to play it, finish it, upload it onto my PC so I could put more games on, really. But I'm looking forward to getting around to returning to it, because I want to get all the trophies.
I just love some of the functionality in it. I mean, the collectible photographs that you had to take,
Yeah.
that was really cool.
That was great, yeah.
Like a really good idea. I'd like to see that kind of thing a little bit more prominent in the next Uncharted, I think, because I always enjoy trying to find those hidden treasures.
Yeah.
And
because you can do that on a PS3 as well. I mean, there was challenges like that in you'll know from San Andreas and stuff like that. You know, you can take photos.
Yeah, I'd love to see that in the next Uncharted, if there is another Uncharted on the way. I'd assume so. I hope so. But, I don't know.
It'd be nice to see what that studio does next. I mean, a lot of people are wanting another siphon filter from Sony Bend, but you know, I mean, I think they are trusted. I think with the Uncharted franchise on handheld, I think really they've done a really good job there. I think
Uncharted's the bigger franchise now as well.
Yeah.
So, God, I do need to play the old Siphon Filter games though. I love those on PS1. Mucking around with the taser.
Yes.
It's worth revisiting Siphon Filter on Vita now that you can map the camera to the to the right stick, really. So if you're looking for something to download, and you're looking for a shooter on the Vita, give them a shot.
Okay, I guess I'll start with Captain Cortez's novel. I think the contributing factors making this year a good one for gaming have been the announcements of possibly, but not entirely sure, teaser for Metal Gear Solid 5, codenamed The Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, the release of Kojima's new Fox engine, which should serve well in making games around the globe look shiny and brilliant, and lastly, Dark Souls 2. Next person.
I loved thank you. I loved the first Dark Souls and became a monster at the game. But as usual, glory doesn't last for long. So as soon as I beat the game, I started on New Game Plus, we talked about that earlier, only for some cheeky magic user to throw electricity at me, run away every time I tried to kill him, and then insta-kill me from behind as soon as I got bored of his cowardly ways.
Where's the honour? Next year, I'd like Platinum Games to partner up with Capcom for another new Devil May Cry. This time with white-haired DMC1 or 3 Dante. An announcement of God Hand 2 would be amazing, but won't ever happen. And I'm hoping next year will be the final year Final Fantasy Versus finally releases. Come on, Square, enough with your games. Move on to Versus already. Yeah, there's a few people that one.
He's specifically talking about Final Fantasy 13 there. Because
Is there still more to go?
There's still more,
Where did we get to, sorry?
There was stuff about Final Fantasy and Square and all that.
Oh, move on to Versus already, is that where we got to?
Yeah.
The big wing face. Okay.
That's story time.
It's really long, honestly. Lastly, Dead Space fans should keep their eyes peeled in Richard Hawke's territory on the Action Adventure forums, as I'm organising a Q&A with Visual Games' Steve Something. How on earth? What? Papooses. That's a great name.
Greek.
Steve Papooses. And if all goes well, you lucky chaps and chicks will get the chance to put your burning questions forward to Steve
Papooses
himself. God, there's a lot to run.
Courtesy of Captain Cortez. Also on my side of things, DMC Devil May Cry is out in January, and if you enjoy the demo, you should get involved with my Spardas Challenge event, as I will be updating challenges fortnightly. Plus, the post is worth a read, surely for the guide I created to help you all learn the tricks of the trade from a guy who finds Son of Sparda a difficult piece of cake. And the final paragraph?
Don't mind if I do. Also, from God of War Ascension's release onwards, I'll be holding a weekly fun night for the new multiplayer games. On top of this, I'll be getting some articles out for the official PlayStation Community magazine, so keep your eyes peeled, one and all. And that is the end of Captain Cortez's
life story.
Brief history of life, the universe, and everything.
It was amazing.
Semi-autobiographical, fantasy fiction.
He's promising a lot of things as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Bear in mind, this has come from one of our users, Captain Cortez. So we appreciate your feedback and your willingness to
I quite like
do nice
that.
things.
I quite like. We asked for feedback, and that's actually pretty cool. Better than those ones that post about their love for Halo. But yeah, no, I think it's quite informative. It's quite nice, actually. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just got one more, haven't we? Or is there another
Indeed,
site?
this is the last one. Chris Burrs. Is that how you say it? Chris Burrs?
Boers.
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 Yeah, Boers.
Chris Boers says, my gaming highlights of 2012. The overhaul of PS Plus this summer. The service was already great, but now it's awesome. Then, the Vita addition to PS Plus in November. Discovering the blog and this forum, I only found out about these two, and love them. Journey, Unfinished Swan, and a load of indie games like Derek the Deathfin and When Vikings Attack. What a great year for indie game developers. I probably missed quite a few, but these were definitely some highlights.
Not bad at all.
Thank you.
So it's been a positive year for many people, including ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing went wrong at all. No stuff about the year that we hate.
It's been totally perfect. Honest.
Thanks for listening to our podcasts, Mr. Host.
Thank you guys for turning up to speak and making my life a misery.
Oh.
I kid. It's been a pleasure. It's really been a pleasure.
The future's kind of unclear about when we'll be able to sit down next and do a podcast like this. Because like the new year and everybody's getting back and stuff. Really,
Stuff's probably the best terminology that we
yeah.
could use. Yeah, stuff.
We've got a lot of stuff on our plate that's coming up kind of pretty soon, really. So we're going to have to sort of look about what we're going to do with this podcast in the long run. But it's been a blast. I mean, we've been able to keep this going pretty regularly, haven't we?
Yeah, every week for about 3 months.
But my original thought was when we started wanting to do podcasts, was like, you only have to do one monthly. Really. But we've been able to do this like every week, just about. Sometimes more, like twice a week or something.
Nice.
Every single one has been a ball. It's been an absolute blast.
Including this one.
Oh, yeah.
As you can probably tell.
So, that's goodbye from us for now. Hopefully we'll be back soon.
Bye.
Well,
Community.eu.playstation.com, Twitter.com/
You're going to have fun editing this
yeah,
one.
I know,
aren't
this
you?
is going to be great.
You look so sad.
This is just my neutral face. Everyone always says that. Oh, you look so sad. I'm like, what? This is level.
This is your I hate the rest of you face for doing this to me during this podcast today.